Our next innovator is Heather McMahon, who's the Executive Director of Groundwork Lawrence. Groundwork Lawrence is the innovator on the Healthy Lifestyles track, promoting healthy behaviors in our community, which has been sponsored by the Highland Street Foundation. Heather began consulting with Groundwork Lawrence in December 2005, joined the staff as Operations Director in 2006, and then became its Executive Director in 2009. She has spent almost 20 years in the nonprofit sector, building community and individual assets, and holds a breadth of experience in nonprofit management with a focus on preparing organizations for growth. Heather received an MBA from the Heller School of Social Policy and Management at Brandeis University and a BA from Smith College. She's honored to be one of the YWCA of Greater Lawrence Tribute to Women awardees and to be included in the Irish Echo's Top 40 Under 40.
So I ask you to take a moment and imagine with me if this lot was across from your home. How would you feel about having your kids play here, your neighbors' kids? How would you feel about your neighborhood? Would you feel safe? Would you know your neighbors? This lot is in Lawrence, Massachusetts. Now think about this part across from your home. How would you feel about your kids playing here? Do you think you would know your neighbors? How would you feel about your community? Would you feel safe? This lot is also in Lawrence, Massachusetts. In fact, it's the same lot. This is Dr. Nina Scarito Park. And in 2001, the community said, we need a playground here. And with the city and the residents, we built this, and it opened in 2006. So I know many of you know Lawrence, Mass. It's the poorest city in the Commonwealth. It has high rates of obesity, and it has one grocery store serving 76,000 people. It's a food desert, obviously. But let me tell you what I see when I see Lawrence. I see a young, energetic city. I see amazing bones. Those mills are unbelievable. It's walkable, and it has everything, or should have everything you need to live a healthy lifestyle. And so that's what we're building on with our partners, to make sure that Lawrence is the amazing place that it used to be and can be again. And how do we do that? We do that in 4 different ways. We start with the community. The community mandate we get that through neighborhood meetings, through community-wide events and family activities. And we want to make sure that if it's housing or park, that goes in the right place. And then we take that mandate and we work with the city and other partners to create open space and environmental improvements. So everything from a park to a community garden to a greenway that we're about to do a ribbon cutting on next month. But changes in place is not enough. We need to have changes in our overall and internal environment as well. So we take that and we build on, and we do environmental education and job training. We serve everything from youth in the schools to after-school jobs to working with adults to get them the job training they need to be able to find work in the growing green economy. And as I said earlier, Lawrence is a food desert. So access to healthy food is key. You can't be healthy, you can't be economically stable if you're not healthy. And so we have a growing network of school and community gardens. We manage a farmer's market in CSA. And we have food subsidies to make sure that that food is affordable. It's a huge challenge. But we don't do this alone. Lawrence does have a lot of challenges, and so what we do is we look at that community mandate, we find the opportunities, and then we work with partners everywhere from the city to other nonprofits, state and local schools and nonprofits to really take it from one step to another, from that cleanup to that park to education. And to that together, we can do an amazing amount of work. The greenway that's opening has 3 mills that have redeveloped into affordable housing and commercial space. We work with the WIB to do job training. So again, how can we find our expertise in others and really take it to the next step? And all this is really about creating a healthy community, empowering residents, and really improving the quality of life in the city. So over 12 years, we've been working pretty hard. And this map, you can see, this green space has been either created or redeveloped with $11 million of improvements. That's 13 parks and 14 gardens, 6 miles of trails, 53 acres and 7 square miles. That's a lot. And we've been happy to win 2 national awards for the social impact that we've been able to do in the city and the sustainable communities we're building. So we can talk about our overall advantages, our overall successes in 12 years, but on an annual basis, on a program basis, it's easier to look at it on an annual basis. So this year, we've worked with 500 youth in school-based programming in 7 schools. We've hired 20 youth in the summer, and I'm happy to say, even though this isn't exactly annual, 90% of our youth go on to college, and that's with a city that has a 40% dropout rate. In terms of the community side, we have 4 community-wide events a year. We've had over 1,600 volunteers come out. Over half of those are youth. And seeing those youth out there on a rainy morning at 7:45 in the morning, ready to get into the river to clean it up, is pretty incredible. And they pulled out 31 tons of trash last year alone from our rivers and parks. And fresh food. Again, we've helped through both our subsidies and our farmers market and CSA to increase sales over 100,000. We have over 300 community gardeners who are growing in 72,000 square feet of clean growing space. So how can you help? We need $2.1 million over the next 2 years, and that's going to enable us to triple the youth in our school-based education programs, increase the youth we can hire in the summer by 50%, increase access to fresh food and open space. But we can't do all that work without making sure we take care of our internal capacity as well. We need to hire 28% more staff and make sure we build an evaluation and tracking database to support those efforts. So the best way to really talk about our work, I'd like to do a shout out to Lorraine, who's here. She is a Lawrence resident and our newest board member, and she told me the other day, I've lived in Lawrence all my life. I remember when Lorenzo was first born. I'd have to travel to a decent park for him to play in. To see the changes around the city, it's been amazing. We can just walk anywhere. We feel safe. And that's what it's about in Lawrence. So I'd like to ask you to afterwards come up to the table. You can talk to me, you can talk to Maureen. You can also talk to Mary, a Green Team member that's here. And feel free to pick up the Ford Foundation report that talks about our work in Lawrence and building sustainable communities. Thank you.